Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the fragrances that I would be bringing on vacation if I was going on vacation. So likely not going on vacation this year. It's just what happens sometimes. But if I were, these would be the 6 fragrances I would pick. I tried to do 5, but I'm like, no, I need one more. It was actually hard to do 6 because I kind of want to bring everything with me. I love them. Anyway, so I think I narrowed it down to 6. So I'm going to share those with you. And before we get started, if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Just join the Weird and Wonderful family. It would be awesome to have you part of the community. Seriously, this community is awesome. Like, I just love all of you. You're so wonderful. Love the way you interact with one another. Love the way you discuss fragrances. And I love the good, the bad, the ugly. I love it when you guys disagree with me. It's so important because then you get different feedback. Like, just my thoughts aren't going to be enough to make a decision. So it's so great for, when you guys weigh in and go, okay, no, I disagree, blah, blah, blah. As long as we do it in a nice way, I think it's so important because that way people can make an informed decision. So yeah, let's get started. I kind of put it into a category of 4 kind of daytime fragrances that could potentially be worn for evening fragrances as well, but then 2 fragrances that I kind of brought specifically for wearing in the evenings. Now, a few years back, we went to Kelowna, which is really hot. They make a lot of wines. Kelowna has a big body of water. It's super hot there. So super hot to me is like 36 Celsius. Between 32 and 36. Sometimes it gets up to 39, maybe even a little hotter. So it's pretty warm there. It's pretty humid, but still kind of dry. So the land seems like kind of deserty, aridy type feel to it. So when I went there, I only brought one or 2 fragrances, and it was so not fun. So I will never do that again. I would bring more and just decant them so that I don't have to worry about breaking the bottles or anything like that. And it's lighter, but then I still have a great selection. So I thought I'd give you 6, like if I was going on a vacation to somewhere tropical or really hot. These would be the fragrances that I would absolutely bring with me. So I'm thinking again, those hot temperatures where you're going to be spending time on the beach, living that kind of life for a while. These are the ones that I would bring. I'm so excited. Okay, so the first one, I'm going to talk about this one first because this is the one I did bring with me, and it's such a shocker that this is the one I chose because I wouldn't have thought it would be good in the heat, but it is Prada La Fam. Now this is pretty much a floral bomb. So the majority of what you get in this one is floral. The main floral component that I notice is tuberose, but it's not the bubblegummy tuberose. It's more of that kind of a little bit more of a mature tuberose. This one is an absolute stunner for the hot weather. Although there's that tuberose and there's some white florals, there's also some yellow florals, which gives it that tropical feel. So this one in the opening has magnolia, bergamot, and carrot seeds. I noticed that waxiness, and there is a sweetness from carrot seeds. Apparently carrot seeds smells similar to something like an orris. So a soft, kind of almost like a cooked carrot, but it doesn't smell like that, but just a little bit of soft roundness is what that kind of brings out. And then the middle notes are frangipani, tuberose, ylang ylang, iris, and spices. So I definitely get that little hit of spice, especially as this fragrance develops. But I also notice that frangipani and ylang ylang kind of tropicaling this tuberose up. Just love it. Then the base is beeswax, vanilla, and vetiver. Now I just absolutely enjoy this one, and I was so shocked because it was so hot when we were in Kelowna, and yet this fragrance just worked perfectly. Like, it just kind of blossomed in the heat. I didn't find it cloying at all, which is quite shocking, and I just found it so uber relaxing. So I know some people find this one to be just kind of a blasé fragrance. I just love it. And yeah, like I said, great for that heat somehow, even though it's a floral. It just felt relaxing. It smelled sweet. It was kind of soft and airy somehow in that heat. The performance was excellent. Like, it lasted all day. But like I said, not overpowering. This fragrance to me has a clean aspect to it as well. And I always talk about this being my Miranda Priestley fragrance. So kind of a bossy, slightly mean CEO wears this when she goes on vacation, and she is well taken care of. She has people that take care of her. She gets massages at her house, and she's got like a fancy luxury vacation home that she goes to where she just kind of lingers at the pool. And she's wearing Prada La Fam, and she smells intimidating even in her bikini. Anyway, love this fragrance. It's one of my favorites for hot weather. Now the next one, I wanted to have one that was kind of fresh and fun and light and kind of doesn't last long but is awesome. And so I chose Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue Love is Love. Now I can't wear light blue. It's beautiful. I know lots of people love it. It's got Granny Smith apple, there's lemon, there's a woody component, vanilla. Men love it on women. Women that wear it swear by it, especially the intense version. I can't wear it. It goes gross on me. It actually goes gross on my sister too. Like, she's tried it. We've tried to love it. Just doesn't work. But Love is Love, I absolutely adore this one. So what makes this one stand out is you still get that opening of the lemon and the Granny Smith, but then you also get raspberry and a little bit of milkiness. It doesn't come across milky as much as it comes across almost like a sorbet. So the notes are lemon, Granny Smith apples, and red berries in the opening, and then the mid has ice cream, raspberries, and jasmine. I don't really notice the jasmine at all, but I definitely get that raspberries, and I don't get like a super gourmand ice cream, but it comes across a little bit like a raspberry / lemon sorbet. A little bit like that, but not quite as sweet as that. And then the base is whipped cream, musk, cedar, and amber. I definitely get a little bit of that muskiness. Not a whole lot of woodiness in this one. No amber, don't notice that amber at all. And like I said, the whipped cream, I wouldn't say it smells like a whipped cream dessert or anything like that, but it definitely softens it up. So for people that want something fresh, but they find light blue to be too harsh or too fresh, this might be a great option for you. Now the longevity isn't great on this one. It's about 3 hours. I majorly overspray. I thoroughly enjoy wearing this one. And if it's super hot and humid, sometimes just having a lighter, fresher one is nice because then you don't feel cloying. This one's uplifting and energizing. And so I love this one and would definitely be bringing it on my hot vacation. Now the next one I would be bringing is Eau de Soleil Blanc by Tom Ford. Now I almost cringe mentioning this one because the longevity is so terrible and it's a pricey fragrance, but I just love it. Like, and again, that's the thing. If I love something, I'm gonna spend the money even if the longevity is poor. So this one is absolutely beautiful. So Eau de Soleil Blanc, to me, it's one of those fragrances that makes me think of the Mediterranean, even though I've never been. I just imagine kind of relaxing on a very large yacht in my flowy white situation with some sort of big sun hat. I've got high heels on because who doesn't when they're on their luxury yacht? I smell like money, and this scent, like, for whatever reason, this fragrance to me just smells so bougie. So it has bitter orange, neroli, citron, bergamot, pistachio, petitgrain, cardamom, and pink pepper and caraway in the opening. So tons of notes in this one. Again, some of these are a little bit warmer, but to me it comes across as a little bit like just a light citrus with some kind of greenness in it, with that cardamom and caraway. And then the middle notes are tuberose, Tunisian orange blossom, ylang ylang, jasmine, and galbanum. I don't really notice a whole lot of that except for maybe that ylang ylang. I definitely notice a little bit of that. And then the base notes are coconut, vanilla, tonka bean, amber, and benzoin. So for whatever reason, this fragrance smells uber relaxing to me. I like the coconut aspect. It's a bit sunscreeny. So I just imagine just really enjoying the heat with this fragrance. I also find it extremely sensual, super sexy. Yeah, like now that it's on me, I'm just gonna put it on all over. I feel kind of hot right now, so this is making me feel, I find this one kind of just relaxing, slightly cooling, a little bit like a bougie sunscreen. I am all over this one. Just wish it lasted longer. I have a perfume parlor version of Soleil Blanc, so not the Eau de Soleil Blanc, but the Soleil Blanc. And I think that that's a fantastic option because it's longer lasting, super duper affordable. But really, like sometimes you just have to kind of go a little bit fancy. So this is my fancy sunscreen fragrance, and I would totally be rocking this on my yacht, but more likely it would be on the beach. Okay, so the next fragrance that I absolutely couldn't live without is Terracotta. This is probably the primo for me for a summer fragrance. Out of all summer fragrances, this one is my constant love. So just so enjoy this one, especially when it's hot. I just find this one so enjoyable. You know, it's the same thing as La Fam. La Fam is quite floral, and yet somehow it works so beautifully in the heat. I find the same thing for Terracotta. So enjoy this one. The opening is tiare, flower, coconut, and bergamot. I definitely get a huge hit of that tiare for sure. Slight coconut, but not really. It's mainly the tiare that's the star of this one. It has jasmine, ylang ylang, and orange blossom. Don't really notice any of those. I know that they're supporting, but definitely get that tiare. And then the base has vanilla and musk. This is just the most beautiful kind of goddessy type fragrance that you can get. I love it way more than Bronze Goddess. I love it way more than any other fragrance for the summer. I think it smells expensive. I think it smells classy. It smells rich lady without trying too hard. And I just think it's a gorgeous fragrance for the summer, especially if you want to smell classy and like a bougie witch. If you want to smell like a boozy witch, put on your terracotta. Put on your terracotta and fly away on that broom. Anyway, yeah, sometimes I have a hard time speaking, and today is one of these. So anyway, Terracotta Le Parfum, beautiful fragrance. Even though this one's called Terracotta Le Parfum, it is actually an eau de toilette, so the longevity isn't fantastic, but I get about 5 hours with this one. And yeah, I just can't be without this one. I'm thinking like, why did I bring two of these kind of more tropical florals? But I just really love them in the heat, which seems so weird. You'd think they are cloying, but they are absolutely not, and so relaxing. So now moving on, I wanted to bring you two fragrances that I'd more wear in the evening, so when it cools down. The first one would be my flirty fragrance, and that is Scandala Paris. Now, honestly, part of it is because my husband has commented on it, and if I'm going out on a date night, on a tropical or some sort of hot vacation, I want to smell like something my husband's gonna enjoy. So it would be Scandala Paris. This one is jasmine, honey, and pear. The pear is fresh. It balances out the jasmine and honey, and I think it's perfect for a summer evening. The last fragrance that I would bring that is for kind of the sexy date night. So we have this one, which is kind of just flirty, fun date night. My sexy femme fatale date night would be Olympia Intense. So this fragrance, it's just so beautiful. It's not for everyone because it's got a lot of salt in it, but I just think that this is the sexiest thing ever. It smells like sexy, sweet, ambery skin that has just come out of an ocean. I just always imagined this gorgeous golden goddess coming up out of the ocean. She's Odin's queen and she is formidable, and she comes kind of floating across the surface of the water, and she's just all kind of dripping in gold somehow, and then she comes onto the beach and somehow instantly is dried and her hair is just coiffed perfectly, and she's got a gold crown on, and she's wearing some sort of silky mermaidy looking gauzy thing. And she smells like Olympia. Like, this woman, just one look and you're either captivated or you're just dead. Like, you just kind of melt and wither away. Like, it's one or the other. She consumes you no matter what. That is Olympia Intense by Paco Rabanne. Now, for the longest time, this fragrance supposedly had 3 notes, which was amber, salt, and vanilla. But recently, Fragrantica has a whole lot more notes, so I'm going to tell you what they are. Seriously, this one is so freaking sexy. Like, oh, just awesome. And interestingly, again, although this one is very sweet, the salt balances it out. So I actually don't find this cloying even in the heat. I don't quite get it. Because you'd think it would be cloying, but it's just so awesome, even in hot weather. For notes, it says it has vanilla amber, vanilla absolute, white amber, salt, orange blossom, ambergris, grapefruit blossom, white pepper, and cedar. So basically I get that amber, the vanilla, and salt. Like, those are the primary aspects. I'm not surprised there's something like an ambergris in there. So it just smells soft, luxurious, sweet, but then quite salty. So if you like salt fragrances, this one is uber sexy. For one of those special evenings where you want to smell just uber intoxicating, I think that this one is perfect. It intoxicates me. Allow myself to intoxicate myself. Like, seriously, this one moves me in special ways. So anyway, love this one. So yeah, date night fragrances, these would be it. This is the sexy, this is the flirty. This is my freshie, Dolce Gabbana's Love is Love. Perfect for just throwing on, super casual, happy, energizing, love it. My 2 florals, bizarrely, I picked 2 florals for a hot vacation. But these are both so gorgeous. I think if I had to pick one or the other, definitely Terracotta. That said, they're both absolutely beautiful, and I both feel classy and yet relaxed in both of these. And then of course there's my Eau de Soleil Blanc. This one is just, I find this one quite sexy as well, but sophisticated. Like, when I smell this, I also think you know, a white shirt and trousers, like where you're kind of dressed casual, cool, not too like done up. This is just a beautiful, sophisticated, classy white shirt type fragrance. So really love this one. This one you can wear during the day, but it's also sexy enough to wear it in the evening. So I think it's super versatile for the summer. I wish it lasted longer. That said, it's one of those loves for me, so I don't really care. Like, I'm gonna just keep spraying it. So this one I foresee having in my collection forever because I love it that much. And that is it. If you are going on vacation, what would you be bringing? Please let us know in the comments. And if you are going on a vacation, I hope you have an amazing one. I hope it's just fabulous. I hope you feel refreshed and relaxed and have lots of good memories that are made. And yeah, I'll be doing that from my backyard. But you can do that too. You can make great memories in your backyard. You can make great memories anywhere on holidays if you choose. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And other than that, have a great week and we'll talk to you soon.